Hello guys, welcome to another video. So today in this session, we are going to discuss a significant development that have sparked debate across the country. So the Lok Sabha passing the Railways Amendment Bill 2024. See, the government hails it as a step towards modernization and efficiency, but the opposition have raised concerns alleging it could pave the way for privatization of Indian railways. So, what's in this bill? We'll try to discuss that, and why is it so contentious, and what does it mean for the future of railways in India? Let's try to break it down. Let's start with what is the Railways Amendment Bill 2024. Okay, so it can be a potential prelims as well as mains question. So let's understand this in detail. The Railways Amendment Bill was introduced during the budget session earlier this year and was recently passed in the Lok Sabha. So this bill aims to simplify and consolidate outdated laws governing Indian railways. For instance, it merges the Railway Board Act of 1905 into the Railways Act of 1989, creating a unified legal framework by merging this. So this move is expected to eliminate redundancy and also simplify governance and empower the Railway Board with statutory backing that will enable it to function more independently. So this actually aims to give Railway Board more independence. Let's look at the historical context from the British era laws to the unified framework. So the bill, if you see, it is trying to address the that legacy of that colonial era laws, such as the Indian Railways Act of 1890 and the Railway Board Act of 1905. See, during British rule, railways were managed, as a branch of the Public Work Department. At that point of time, it was part of the PWD department. The 1905 Railway Board Act separated railway from PWD, but it was, a statute. It was having a statutory. It's a statutory validity, which was persisted even after independence also. So, see, till then it was under PWD, but it was separated in 1905. And the new bill that we are talking about, it brings the Railway Board under the framework of 1989 Act that will provide it with the legal authority to make independent decisions that will ensure better governance and operational efficiency. In fact, when you get that independence, the Railway Board get more independence, so more operational efficiency, and that can lead to better governance situation also. Let's look at the key provisions and the changes. As I told you, there is a statutory backing for the Railway Board now, and then increased autonomy for railway zones, and also establishment of an independent regulator. So let's start with the statutory backing for the Railway Board. See, the Railway Board, which previously operated based on executive orders, will now have that statutory authority. So this ensures more independence in decision making without undue interference from the government. Now, coming to the next one, increased autonomy for railway zones. India's 17 railway zones will now have greater autonomy to manage operations. Decentralizing power is expected to improve efficiency, aligning with recommendations from the Sreedharan Committee of 2014. Now, coming to the third one, establishment of an independent regulator. The bill proposes the creation of an independent regulator to oversee railway tariffs, safety measures, and private sector participation. This aims to improve transparency and responsiveness to the needs of passengers and the stakeholders. So these are the main provisions and the changes in the bill. Let's look at the benefits which is claimed by the government. See, the government has defended the bill despite opposition from the opposition. Okay, so the government is stating that its primary goal is to enhance the efficiency and also modernization of Indian railways. So with statutory backing, the Railway Board can now function as an autonomous body, which is free from the bureaucratic delays also. And additionally, if you see, the independent regulator is expected to streamline the processes, approve new projects faster, and also ensure fair competition in areas like catering, infrastructure, and the private sector collaborations. So that's the way it is going to help. That's how the government is justifying this. Now, what are the opposition concerns? That's about the privatization fears, right? See, despite all these government's assurances, it will be there. Of course, opposition party, their job is to oppose, talk about, against it. So opposition parties have expressed strong reservations about the bill. So firstly, the privatization risk. The introduction of private players through the independent regulator could dilute the public character of Indian railways. That's one thing. Again, increased privatization may lead to higher ticket prices, which will reduce the affordability of railway for the common citizen. This is another concern. Now, coming to public ownership at stake, when the privatization increases, of course, this will happen. The opposition again contends that privatization could compromise accessibility and affordability, which are hallmarks of Indian railway network, right? So now when privatization is there, the cost can increase. Of course, they will give the quality, but at the same time, cost will increase. But at the same time, it may not be affordable for common man. Now, if you see the common man's easiest and affordable platform is the railway. Coming to loss of public accountability. See, by decentralizing power and involving private players in this, there is a concern that public accountability may diminish in this case. Now, let's also talk about the role of independent regulator here. One of the most debated aspect of the bill is the independent regulator, right? So this body will oversee. There are key aspects, and we will talk about that, like railway tariffs and safety measures and private sector participation. So this body will oversee these three. Okay. So railway tariffs, that they will ensure that the fares are fair and not influenced by political decisions. Coming to safety measures, like they take up the responsibility or improving safety standards across the network. And again, coming to private sector participation, see, facilitating private investment in areas like catering, which is good, right? You get the quality food and other things, infrastructure, which where we lack, right? And the high speed trains also. See, the government claims this regulator will improve efficiency, but the opposition fear it might open to the door for privatization. That will undermine the public nature of railways. That's the main question here. What's the defense of the government? That also we need to see. Are you looking for the efficiency over privatization or not? Okay. So, see, Railway Minister Ashwini Vaishnav have dismissed the opposition claims, describing them as fake narrative. So he emphasized that Indian Railways will remain under public ownership and that the amendments are aimed solely at improving efficiency. So the private participation is also to improve the efficiency, like in quality food by catering, then efficiency when it comes to the infrastructure development, etc. And according to the government, these changes will allow railways to function more effectively and address the long-standing issues such as delays in approvals and modernization efforts, etc. Now, coming to the bigger picture, so the balancing this modernization and the public access. The question is about when modernization comes, public access will reduce, right? Because things will get expensive and common man cannot afford it. Let's talk about that also. See, this bill, Railway Amendment Bill, reflect India's attempt to modernize one of the world's largest railway network while ensuring it remains accessible to the public. So the debate actually highlights the challenge of striking a balance between embracing private investment on one side and also safeguarding the public character of Indian railways. So in conclusion, what I can tell you is this bill, the Railways Amendment Bill of 2024, that's a very important, or in fact, a pivotal moment in Indian railway history. See, it promises better efficiency, governance, but there are concerns about privatization and public access cannot be, that those cannot be ignored, right? These concerns need to be addressed. Whether this bill become a game changer or source of contention will depend on its implementation and the government's ability to address these public concerns. So, guys, that's about my understanding about this, and thank you for attending the session. If you're looking for civil service mentorship or courses, the details and the links are given in the description. You can consider checking that. So, see you in the next session. Thank you so much.